Weep, Grana, Weep, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today I am super hyped and super pumped because today, for the first time on this channel, I get to review my favorite figure in the whole Transformers universe, or certainly my favorite character. Anyway, my favorite character is Wreck-Gar. I love Wreck-Gar, so I'm super pumped to be able to actually review a Wreck-Gar for the first time on this channel. So this is Wreck-Gar from the Studio 86 line, which is based on the figures from Transformers the movie, and just looking at it in this alt mode, I already know this is a beautiful figure. But again, have they gone back on some of the promises? So I recently reviewed Slug, whatever you want to call him. He's Slag to me, and he didn't quite match everything that they said from the renders. Have they done the same thing with Wreck-Gar? Yeah, let's find out. As always on this channel, let's start off by checking a look at the box, and the box art on this one is phenomenal. I know I've said before, I don't know why they don't just use stills from the movie, but yeah, I mean, this one I'm really glad they didn't use a still from the movie, because this is a full-on action shot of this dude ready for battle with his wheel sword on the side and his boom boom gun nips on full display as well. Absolutely fantastic. We get Transformers the movie, Studio 86 Wreck-Gar plus 8 Transformers. Then we get Generations, Takara Tomy. Top Perspex window, Transformers the movie. On the side, awesome artwork, full blown out. 86 at the top. They are all 86, 86, oh something something, oh something something. And then we also get him in his full blown, so we can see his legs and everything, ready to attack something something. On the side, we get a full close up on the head, and then on the back we get a little lion, and then on the back we get the rendering. And yep, there's changes. So when we bring Wreck-Gar out, we'll see some of the changes that they've made to the rendering. Again, unfortunately, Hasbro, this is not what you promised us. It's not what you promised. But transforms in 22 steps. Wreck-Gar, we can see the alt mode there, and we can also see the bot mode. Each one comes with a diorama. I'll show you the diorama now, because I know I forgot on Slug. Apologies for that one. And then they also say, don't eat your children because they have small parts. So the next thing we have up, as I said, is the diorama that comes inside it, and this is the best diorama that they've sent through. I love it. We have the full-blown Planet of Junk with the Junkie on shit as well. Absolutely awesome background. Again though, I mean, if I bring him out in his bike mode now, especially with the spikiness of this figure, he kind of just fits on. I guess he'll fit better on in the bot mode, but yeah, they always look great, don't get me wrong, but this part here is always a little bit too small for me. He does also come with his destructions. So he also comes with his destructions, which are the normal Studio Series Transformers, so the red, all of the steps. He's quite a simple, easy transformation, not too bad on this one at all. It shows you where all the wheel placements can go, how to add the accessories, and it has a little advert for thrust at the end. First we check the box, then we check the bots inside, and the bot inside in the alt mode is beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love this alt mode. It's probably the closest Hasbro has ever come to giving us a proper movie accurate one. There are little bits of it that I do think, you know, he's very yappy kind of round here, but all in all, I do think it's a very good looking bike. I've put all the accessories on for now, so his little wheel axe is kind of sat at the back. At the front here, that the bike is awesome. We can see the blue translucent glass here as well. Nice handlebars that are also a little bit kind of adjustable when he's in this format. He has his big boom boom gun nips right on the front, his boom boom boobs, and then spiked wheels are super cool as well. Very studded tires with kind of flat surfaces on them. These spikes are really good as well. I mean, like, I didn't think Hasbro would put big spikes on it like this. They are a little bit bendy. I did have to, which one was it? One of them was a little bit bent coming out of the box, so I did have to spend some time kind of straightening it out, and I hope that over time they keep their rigidity, but maybe they won't. Nice, especially if I drop it like that. Nice looking flame jobbies coming right down the petrol tank, and a little fuel tank here. Little dials on the inside really add a nice little touch there. On the back, move the axe, we get lights. Unfortunately, the lights are just molded detail and not painted, which is a little bit disappointing, I guess, in a figure like this. We have his kind of luggage cases here on the back, and then the nice touch that they've done that they didn't really need to do. These stands are quite nice. So these stands like go up, and then he'll roll. He doesn't roll very well, I have to say, because of these studs, especially on my smooth little area. But they do spin. My back one doesn't spin quite as well. My front one's pretty freewheeling. I don't know if I've jammed this one a little in too tight and I have to separate it a little bit, but yeah, I can't really. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Have you found a way to get this one to spin a little bit? My back one seems to be catching on something, and for the life of me, I can't find where it is. It's somewhere around here, I think. But overall, this bike does look fantastic. Articulation wise, obviously, like I've said, handles are up and down, this bit here, and then you'll get the wheel here as well. Plus these stands that they didn't really need to do, but very, very cool. Chromed out, you can see as well, you can see this little one here, this spike is the one that keeps just wanting to flare up that way, which is not great. Nice chromed out looking engine here, but when it comes to the chrome, we were promised so much more. So this is where I'm going to really do the comparison now between, in the bike mode, first of all, what we were promised versus what we got. So similar to what we did with Slug, really. So this is what we were promised. The light can't catch it very much here, but you can definitely see it here on the bot rendering. And obviously the boom boom boobs are just the same boom boom boobs, no matter which side they're on. But these are chromed. These are chromed out. This is not chromed out. This is that horrible plastic that we got with also Slug, Slag, whatever you want to call him. So it's just that plastic effect. Main kind of challenge for me is this is very kind of brown and tan color. This one is more orange and I want to say brown. It's not the same tan. I would say that this is a lighter tan that we were promised. I have to say I'm not unhappy with this. It's not as bad as Slug, whatever you want to call him. But I still prefer the rendering. I mean, even with the rendering, we even got chromed out satchels here. And these are obviously just grey plastic. So all the chrome that we were promised, like there's a super shininess as well to the figure here that's not quite the same level of shininess here. This is more of a yellow, this is more of a gold. They have changed a lot with this figure. I'm not as disappointed as Slug, but I do think some added chrome and some added things like that would have really set this figure off again. And for me, the main one is that tan colour. I'm a huge fan of tan as a colour. I really like it. So I'm a little disappointed that this one is not more kind of orange and tan, and we got this kind of washier, less strong orange. The reds are still pretty similar though, right? Accessories that he has, you know, he has his whirly axe, and again, if I bring out the whirly axe, chromed, plastic. So again, they've changed that there. The whirly axe is pretty nice, and then on the bike mode, as you saw when I had it originally, just tabs in. Oh, focus. You can do it. Gotta get the focus up. It just tabs into this port here. There is kind of two ports on the back, so make sure you get it in the right one, and it sits crossways. And the whole bike, with everything on it, does look very, very cool. At this size as well, you can get a deluxe figure to ride it fairly well. So I've got Wheeljack here, looking pretty cool on it. Obviously, he died by the time they'd met, so he was never given the opportunity to ride Wreck-Gar. So all of your kind of deluxe figures will fit on, and the handles are small enough to fit inside the grip as well. I think he looks pretty cool riding that bike. Now it's time for the comparison, and obviously I don't have another Wreck-Gar in my collection to compare him to, and although I'm not overly bothered about the size of figures, I do think that this is kind of maybe where it falls down a little bit, because this dude is huge when you compare it to other figures, and I know they want other figures to be able to ride him, so he's bigger, but I'm pretty sure in Studio 86, in the movie in 1986, he was not this big. When I put Hot Rod against him, you know, he towers over Hot Rod, and when I put Cup next to him, he absolutely destroys the size that Cup is. Even next to one of the biggest figures in Studio 86 so far, Grimlock, he's still pretty big. So yeah, motorbikes are always tough, right? Always tough. Transformation time on this dude then. First thing we're going to do, take off his little whirly axe, and then we're going to separate the foot and untap the foot there to kind of just unhinge this piece. Remove the wheel from this section and put down those two tabs there. Once we put those two tabs out, straighten the leg out and straighten the leg out and the foot as well, because that will just then really be able to help you a little bit with everything that's kind of going on. You've got your legs pretty much transformed, so you can see that this tab here then needs to go into this tab here, so you can just dink that one over there, and then at the top we'll come up and we will separate these two sections here just to get that wheel out as well. These wheels, it is a little bit of a parts former when it comes to the wheels, but we can definitely forgive that a little bit. Remove the legs, untap from these two tabs here just to free up all of this kind of area for Wreck-Gar. Then this section, then bring his head down, and again this kind of concertinas out of here, and then this part needs to just go down. Move the whole thing down and round. Clear this space here so that this section can fold in on itself. And again, similar to slag, there's like a point where you think, oh, it won't go any further, and then it goes a little further, and that's where it needs to be. Then we fold everything back on itself, because this needs to go into this tab here, and then this piece can fold up like that. So now with the whole thing kind of pushed back, open up this section, post him in, and then bring it forward. Those two tabs there on the arms will then connect into this section, and the whole thing will just tab in there. You can see we have quite a lot of him done now. Move that section back, move this section back, and then make sure that this tabs into the side of the arm correctly. Oh, and then bring this section round and down, this section round and down, and then fold this around, go underneath and bring the hand out. Same with this side, go around, bring the hand out, and So here we have our fully transformed Wreck-Gar, and I absolutely love this figure. He is my favorite character in Transformers, so I guess I'm a little bit biased, but I do love the amount of work that's gone into this. Is he perfect? No, but I do absolutely love him. I think they have done an incredible job. Let's bring him in for a closer look, and we can see that the head sculpt on this is beautiful. Those lovely red eyes, that flowing beard and mustache, and that kind of grin on his face where the first time you meet him you think he's a bad guy, but then he turns out to not be such a bad guy. He's an awesome character. Obviously this is a false head because the rest of the motorbike is inside there, so this never becomes the front, but very nice otherwise. The boom boobs at the front looking pretty cool and are a little bit posable, so you can tweak his boom boobs if you really want to tweak them boom boobs or them gun nips. You can indeed do that. Then we can see at the side all of the pieces just fit so nicely together. The way that engine becomes the kind of torso section here, the way that the luggage carriers become his hips, very nice. As we move down, we can start to see some very nice molded detailing on this figure. Two-tone for the toes, which is really nice as well, and he is sporting a little backpack, but overall very nice. Bit of a lack of paint and color, I guess, a little bit on the legs, but overall the look of this thing is great, right the way down to that flame covered golden red fuel can that just kind of sits on the back there. It is a thing of beauty. Let's move on to his articulation now, and I will say mine definitely feels a little he feels a little loose, certainly in parts. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but he definitely feels a little bit loose. He holds poses fine, but he does feel a little bit loose. Head articulation is great, especially on a figure like this. You get full 360, and you get some ups, and you'll get some downs, which is very good considering where his head is and all the stuff that's going on around there. You will get a full 360 here on the arm, and then you'll get some twist at the top of the arm, and you'll get some arm crunch here. You'll move the hand up and down if you want. That's due to the transformation, but that is about it. He also has some articulation on the hand where you can twist it round. You'll get a full 360 there. You'll get some articulation. You can tweak those nips to however it is that you want. The abs are actually super articulated, so you'll get a full 360 here at the waist, and also ab crunch due to the transformation, so that's very cool. Not often we get ab crunch with these kind of figures. Then also you can move out the side parts here to go whoop. And that's on a ratchet, so that's good, but it will only go to there. He'll go all the way kind of to the front, and then he'll go all the way kind of to the back. The knee joint is super extended to the front, and then super extended as well to the front. Sorry, back and front. So we can get a dual way of articulation here, but yeah, he looks a bit funny with his leg like that. You will get some thigh swivel, and then you'll also get some toe articulation to the side, and some toe articulation up, and some toe articulation down. So overall, a very super articulated figure, looking good, but like I say, in some places, certainly around the leg area, he does just feel a tad loose. He'll hold positions, but he just feels a tad loose. Just a little bit. Just a little bit loose. I think it's these... I don't get on well with double knee joints. I have the same challenge with Hot Rod when I'm trying to pose him. I don't like bots that kind of can do that. I guess that's probably why I think he feels a little bit loose to me. Alright, so now let's just check a look at what we got versus what we were promised. And for this one, obviously, we're going to be focusing in on the bot mode here on the rendering rather than the bike mode. And we can see those prominent gun nip boom boom boobs, like I said, that were supposed to be silver, that we can see on here. Definitely not silver like we were promised. I do think, if I look at the head sculpt on this one, I do think that we were given a little bit of a different head sculpt. I do prefer this one, because this one, he looks grumpier. He looks like more miserable on this one. On this one, he doesn't look as grumpy, so I'm okay with a happy Wreck-Gar. That's good. But again, the big challenge here is these colors. And really, when we look at the legs, you can see the tonal difference here, and it makes a big difference. Brown and tan, orange and mucky brown, whatever it is. I definitely prefer the color on this. Also, you can see here on these elements, chromed out here, not chromed out on this one. Probably, you know, chrome can rub over time, so with this being a joint, I guess maybe they wanted to go with the plastic in the end so that it stayed this color rather than the chrome wearing off for wear and tear. So I get it, but it would have been nice to kind of get this chromeness. Also on the wheels, if I bring out those as well, you can see there's chrome on the top of those ones, and again, they decided with this to just go with the gold on the, not gold, sorry, with the grey on this one. And again, those silvered packs, they're really on display now just as normal grey. So, yeah, versus the rendering, big difference. So in this mode, we do get some options, shall we say, with the what to do with his wheels. Now, his wheels are almost like, you can use them as a shield, I guess, but they just add a different look to this character. You can stick them onto these spikes, basically. So anywhere where he has a spike, you can press in one of these wheels. And so they press in nicely on his legs and on his arms. Very cool. They hold very well, so they don't kind of fall off. They do add weight to the character, but as I say, the joints are pretty good, even though they feel loose, but they hold. So I've got to give Hasbro credit. I guess I'm not as used to things maybe feeling as smooth, so maybe it feels loose to me. I don't know. But as long as he can hold a pose with it, I have no complaints about the way that these... Oh, there we go. So no, he can. So just about hold it. So that's the ultimate challenge there on that one. He can just about hold it. He also has his axe. We've also already looked at the axe, and we can just stick it in his hand like this, and he can be fully accessorized up. Ready to tell people that they check in, but you don't check out. So now it's time for the comparison, and first we'll bring out Cup, and you can see that he is towering over Cup, who only sits in the deluxe class. And then we can also bring out Hot Rod, and you can see that he is much taller than Hot Rod. Finally, we will bring out the biggest one so far, pretty much, of all of the Studio 86 figures, and that is Grimlock. And he is shorter than Grimlock. He's up to Grimlock's chest. So, yeah, I just don't know. Height-wise, size comparison-wise, in this line, does he feel too big, or do Hot Rod and Cup feel too small? I think Hot Rod and Cup feel too small. I've said that all along. So, final thoughts on Wreck-Gar then, and would I recommend him? Yes, definitely. I would 100% recommend this figure. He's my favourite character in Transformers, so I would be a little bit biased, but he is overall a fantastic figure. Again, similar to Slag, whatever you want to call him, he's not what we were promised from a colour-wise version. And would I have rather got what we were promised? Yes. But is he a good figure? Is he a great representation of Wreck-Gar? Is he probably the best representation of Wreck-Gar that Hasbro have ever produced? Hell yes, go pick him up. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. I'm so happy that this dude is not a trash former. He is pretty good. See you later in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!